Just $10 a month helps the RightWay Foundation continue to transform foster youth futures through housing, mental health, employment, and community.
Welcome back to RightWay Podcast. I'm your host, Franco Vega, and you know our theme where we go take stories from pain to power. We have another awesome guest in the building. He goes by the name of Omar. He's one of our youth, high-speed, young, motivated guy, but he has an awesome story to share with you guys. So welcome, Omar.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. It's a blessing. Thank you, Franco, for having me here today to come talk to you, talk to everybody out here.
Thank you for blessing us, brother. We're dying to hear about your story. So who is Omar? Tell the audience who is Omar.
So what's up, guys? My name is Omar. I'm no different than anybody else. I'm a human, struggling, but we struggle with wisdom. I'm currently 25 years old. Shout out God, just let me turn 25 last week.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
So, I've gone through a lot of things as was any individual has, especially growing up. Unfortunately, a lot of people like to choose whether they choose the good side or the bad side of things. I didn't grow up with my parents.
Okay.
I was thrown into foster youth.
Do you remember how old were you when you went into the foster care system?
Yeah, I was actually 6 years old.
Wow, 6 years old. So you lived with your parents from birth to 6 years old. Okay, so and at 6 years old, you never went back to your parents, or it was one whole?
Yeah, so
went back and forth.
No, so the crazy thing is that everything happened all at once. So me being the oldest that my mom had, she was 15 when she had me.
Okay.
And at the age of 19, she already had 4 kids, and so that kind of put her in a predicament of her having to be on survival mode, especially at such a young age.
Heck yeah, that's hard.
Most definitely, especially back then. Trying to hustle back then was really hard.
Yeah.
And my dad, he was also an immigrant here.
Okay.
And when I was 6 years old, we actually got pulled over and he got deported.
Whoa. Oh, before Trump and ICE.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, this was like way foreshadowing,
Correct. Okay, so you went into the foster care system. Why did you go into the foster care system? What made you guys come on the radar of the foster care system?
Yeah, so we were on basically like my mom lived in a garage as well.
Okay.
So it wasn't a proper living space, nor did she have any type of income coming in at that time.
Okay.
Already been in a predicament.
Not to cut you off. So what I'm hearing is poverty.
Yeah.
Being poor.
Yeah, exactly. So,
wow.
Yeah, the lack of opportunities that were placed for us,
Okay.
But, the best thing about that is, again, you get to choose the good side or the bad side on whether you want to create those opportunities for yourself that weren't in place for you.
Okay. So you're the oldest.
Yes, I'm the oldest.
So you were 6. Okay. Do you remember? Let's go back to that day. What happened?
Yeah. So I remember how it really went down was that obviously it wasn't overnight, but we ended up getting reported to the was it DFSS or
DCFS?
Oh, DCFS. Yeah. So they ended up coming and taking us away, and we ended up going into the system where basically we didn't have anybody to take care of us. So, because there was 4 of us, and then my dad had just got deported, so there was no way for us to be. So that's when we were going ahead and put into the system. And
did you guys go into no relatives? No one stepped up, or stranger care?
Yeah. So there was a periodic of time where there wasn't anybody that was there for us, and it was like maybe after 2 years that my grandma, my mom's mom, ended up taking us in with my grandpa at that time. Was not my blood grandpa, but shout out him because he stepped up. Even though we weren't his real family family.
Wasn't blood.
Yeah, it wasn't blood, but blood does.
Blood does make a family.
Yeah,
our teachings. And so, but shout out to your grandfather because that's a real man stepping up to take care of kids that aren't blood, but
and already having some of his own. He already had like 8 to 10 kids himself.
Wow.
So
okay.
It was a big family.
Okay, so you went into the foster care system, stranger care, for a couple of years, and your grandmother stepped up with your grandfather. How was the experience before? Any experience you'd like to share prior to going to grandparents, or you don't recall?
Yeah, it was just like it was such a young age, but I do just remember going inside a foster home. We were just transitioning a lot. There was a point where we did get separated for a bit.
Wow.
So
they separated all 4 of you guys?
Yeah.
4 different locations?
Like 2 and 2.
2 and 2.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what's the demographics of the makeup of your brothers and sisters? Are there two boys, two
Yeah,
girls?
so ironically, it is 2 boys and 2 girls.
Okay, so
yeah,
you have two little sisters.
Yeah, so it's me and then my sister, my brother, and my sister. So
Okay,
back to
good.
back. Yeah.
Okay, so then your grandmother stepped up, brought you guys home with them, which awesome, thank God. But how did that turn out?
Honestly, like I wouldn't have wanted it any other way.
Oh wow.
Just because, well, obviously, these are older folks. They have older teachings, and so it's a lot different.
Old school values.
Exactly. It's like the old school versus us, the new generation, which was a lot of transitioning and being able to create that communication boundary.
Okay.
Not only just like language wise, Spanish or English. I'm saying in the sense of being able to create yourself and like not just stereotyping your situation.
Good. Okay. Good to go. So your grandparents really stepped up. It was no horror nightmares locking you in the closet.
I mean, it wasn't no mansion living. We were still in poverty, but it was still a stable place to know that at least family would be there. Like even if it wasn't present time, because everybody was doing their own thing. Like we were there, but it was like everybody had to pick up a role and start doing something with themselves. Like so that way we wouldn't end up doing that to future generations or to my kids if I ever have that,
You recognize you're not going to pass down the generational trauma.
Yeah, no, why would I have to do that?
Yeah.
I'm just going to cut the scene and then, start something fresh.
There you go. Oh, awesome. So this is a great story. I kind of feel good. Normally we hear some nightmares. But okay, so how was high school and stuff? How was growing up your teenage life? Any rebellion or rebellious activities?
I mean, yeah, so for me, it was just more of like, I just always knew right from wrong, in the sense of I always knew that if you chose the easy route to do things, it would always come back and bite you. So that's why I decided, like to always do good, because that's what I was instilled, like especially like even if I wasn't taught it, like I knew that when I was making rational decisions that I would have to choose good over bad. Mm-hmm. So that's why I picked up a job when I was 14.
Okay.
So
you started working at 14?
Yeah,
what
14.
What were you doing?
I was doing a cashier and a cook at a drive-through right there by my high school, because at that time, like I was always trying to go above and beyond in my studies, because I always wanted a scholarship so I could continue, especially like not coming from anything. You got to figure out how you're going to scratch up as much as you can.
Wow. What high school?
I went to Lawndale High School.
Lawndale. Okay.
Yeah. And I actually graduated top 10 of my class out of like 800 students. So
good for you.
Yeah. So
wow, this is an awesome start. I like this. So, how'd you get to the RightWay Foundation?
So RightWay Foundation, there as anyway, like I said, I went to school. I always hustled in school. So I did go to UC Merced fresh out of high school until COVID hit. I was there for like 2.5 years, and that's when I really lost stability within myself. And because I was doing good. Like I had my car, I had a job, I had a stable apartment over there. But I was 6 hours away from here, so everything prices were a lot different over there. But now fast forward, like when I got knocked down those 2 years of COVID, I decided not to go to school.
Okay.
And I decided to work 2 full-time jobs instead.
Oh, wow.
So I would work 6 days a week as 2 jobs as a cook, and I would work from 8 a.m. till 1 a.m. the next day. And the only break I would get were, my 30 minutes or the 30 minutes in between switching jobs.
Okay.
So, but I did that for 2 years, and I realized that although I was making money, that I wasn't really working towards anything.
Wow. So I understand how you made that decision. You didn't the taste of the cash.
Yeah, and especially like the whole situation with school, it was like adapting to online, and like for me, it's like I always wanted an in-person experience because that's what it was sold.
Did you complete any courses at Merced?
Yeah, I did. I passed all my units. Thankfully, like that's why I decided to go back to school 2 years later.
Okay.
And that's when I actually started going back into a community college.
Okay.
I went from a UC to a community to get back up. My credits were able to transfer.
Okay.
And shout out the system, shout out the support system that the school also gives, because if you really go out of your way and make connections, like there will be people that guide you in the right direction. Mm-hmm. And so I was in Guardian Scholars over there at LBCC. Okay. So, and they were able to connect me to Andrea. Shout out Andrea, got me in RightWay Foundation.
Awesome. So no, we're gonna continue the story because I want to hear about college, because you was referred to us when you was at Long Beach City College, and there's much more to your story. So once again, folks, you can't do it in a 10-minute segment. So you guys are going to have to tune back in next week where we're going to give another interview to our guy, Omar, and hear his college experience and really hear about how he come to us and what's going on with his life and all that. So be prepared. Tune in next week. And on behalf of all the youth we serve in LA County, I want to say peace and God bless. We're out.